Hello there, folks. Welcome back to ESA Summer Online. We are raising money for Alzheimer Fonden. Links to donate can be found below the stream. And we would also like to thank Kaspersky, Twitch, and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now it is time for AEtienne, who is going to be running Omensight. Take it away.
Hello everyone, hello ESA, and welcome to the run of Omensight. Normally 80%, but apparently the incentive was double met yesterday during the evening, so this will be a low percent with exactly the same runs, without any level up and without any upgrade. And with me I have two other runners of these games, Motoxy and Satanic Nerd. Hello guys.
Hi guys.
Hello.
And with us I will immediately launch the very first cut. Oh, not this one. I will immediately launch the very first cutscene of these games. This first screen was the selection of the difficulty of the games. We have to launch these games in balanced difficulty or plus, but so I will use the difficulty we normally use. That's make the games in normal difficulty. And first of all, before we start the games, there is this very long cutscenes that's not included in the times. The time will launch at the very beginning of the first day. And basically this game is to redo the same day over and over and over to find a way to stop the apocalypse, by the way. And to doing that, we have the power to come back in a time, every time at the very beginning of the same days, and we are basically in a world at war against an empire and a resistance, and we are a natural entity who try to find the truth again behind the murdering of a priestess who keep the avatar of the void in a seal, and somehow she get murdered. So we have to find the truth. Basically, I think, guys, if we can speak about the very beginning of this, the speedrunning of these games, it happens in a lowest version of the run of the game actually, because actually the games is on this definitive editions, but here we will run with an oldest version of the games, the version 1.02.
Yeah, because they patched out most of it after so basically I found most of the things that AEtienne's gonna be using, and the devs asked me, hey, can you send us GIFs of this? I sent GIFs of this, and then the next patch it was out.
Yeah.
So then I found a way to down patch it, and that's what we're running now.
Exactly. So if you want to speedrun this game, you definitely have to follow the Motoxy guide to downpatch these games, because yeah, we will use the version 1.03 of the game. So many of the glitches you will see cannot be done in the definitive edition of the game. So we are ready in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So this is the beginning section. There's not much going on. Introduction to how you fight. In the beginning, you start off with just a light attack, so combos aren't as impressive because you can only use light attacks. And later on, we'll get a heavy attack as well, and that's when we'll be using a few more combos mid-fight.
Yeah, the game starts pretty slow, actually.
Because yeah, it's this very first day begins at the evening, and we also called it the day 0 because yeah, it's all about tutorial. Know how to jump, know how to have a fight. The most important thing is probably the dodge, the rolling things I actually used. So here we discover many of the characters of these games, especially Ludomir, who is one of the greatest fighters of the Resistance. And here we are fighting the god of the Empire. Oh.
Yeah, have we talked about the factions? So basically, there is two factions at war, the Rodentions and the Pygarians. The Pygarians being these dogs, and the Rodentions being the rats that you see dead there. And Ludomir is one of the leaders, basically.
Exactly. He's a bear. So yeah, there is rats, bears, and against cats, dogs, and falcons. we can say that. So yeah, basically, and speaking about our own character, the Harbinger. The Harbinger is a magic entity that we are in these games, and when people die, you can bring these souls to recover this memory, something like that, and use that during the next day you will play. So basically here we recover the soul of two peoples. So Ludomir and this is Draga, one of the main leader of the Empire. Just here.
Yeah, the gist of this game is to redo the same day actually over and over again, but with 4 main characters of the game. So we've unlocked Draga now and Ludomir before. Radica we kind of unlocked, but we technically get it for free from the game. And we use both the knowledge.
We skipped the first day.
Yeah, we skipped the first day technically, so we never unlock Radica. And we'll use these main characters with gained knowledge every time. And that knowledge is called Omensight, of course, to uncover the truth of what happened to the priestess Vera.
Exactly, so this is exactly what this cutscene will show to us. This is unskippable, unfortunately, so we just have to wait. So the thing is, we speak about the skip of the very first day, but the game is pretty well scripted. This is divided by act, basically. And to progress into our investigations, we have to find some very important clue, and those clue names Omensight, as we will see at the end of the very first day we will doing it. Earlier we speak about combos of attack, and Metoxy speak about the things get patched at the patch 1.03. Probably the biggest things is the triple jump, so we'll explain that during this cutscene. So if you want to speak about it. So.
Alright, so basically the triple jump is we're going to be abusing attack combo which is a light attack and followed by 2 heavies, which then will give us like a little boost in the air, but never takes away our 2 jumps. And that way we can gain more height than with a normal jump, basically. And that was found by Monstaller.
Yeah.
But he was playing around with LHH storage, which I found, but that comes later. I'll explain it when we'll
explain that later, but we have to speak about that because the triple jump is basically on the center of every single glitch you will see in these games. So the thing is, most of the rooms, because it's a neck and slash basically, we can say that, I think. And in most of the fights in this game, you are locked into the fight until you clean all of the enemies to allow your mate to help you to, for example, climb a very high ledge. But with the triple jump, we can skip this entirely in many times, just because grabbing this ledge by ourselves, just because we have more height. So
basically, what he did now, he chose Ludomir for his first day, which normally in your casual playthrough would be the wrong way to do it, because you want to go with what's her name?
Draga.
Draga. Because she gives you a seal. So in the levels, some sections are locked off by seals. Like, imagine them as keys. And if you have them, you can go through the door and go into a different section that you couldn't go normally. But we found a way to skip this seal, and in order to skip this seal, we need to skip this seal later in the game twice again.
That's will be one of the main. That's what was one of the main problem of this route before you find something really impressive. So first of all, I will normally have to fight here, and I will use this triple jump for the first time. There we go.
He does 1 light attack, 2 heavies, and jumps over on that ledge.
And I grab the ledge.
And skips the fight.
Why are we stuck here, sir? Who missed the battle?
About the how to move fast in Omensight, you can run, that's fast. You can also spam the dodge attack, the rolling, but the problem is the third wall is really slow. So we cancel the third wall with a jump slash, and we cancel this jump slash by another wall. So that's make this pretty interesting dance to have a very high speed. Just by spamming the roll, do a jump slash and cancel the jump slash by other rolls. So once again, I will try to skip this fight.
There's a very specific timing to the third, how you cancel the third roll. Oxy made some very good gifs on that, and you can see the real difference in speed. And depending on how you do it, you can either be faster or slower than normally running. So you really have to be on point.
I never got it like this. Like you like Etienne does it, you don't even see the slash really. It's crazy.
Yeah, because the pillar doesn't exist. We discover later that this pillar doesn't exist as a hitbox, so we can do the slash behind him. I'm too close. No, that should be fine. That was very close. I would get close to get it. If you get it during a combo, that's cancel your combo, and you're very sad about that.
Yeah, there's two issues. You can either get hit during a combo to cancel your triple jump, but you can also accidentally lock onto an enemy. The auto lock on in this game is very strong. So if you accidentally point towards an enemy while doing the combo will stop because you attack a new enemy, and that's basically means you have to do the fight instead of being able to skip it.
All right, and we're now coming up to the first LHH storage. So what this is, basically, when I was trying to skip this seal, you're gonna see in a second, there in the horizon on the left side. I first got through this door by going through a pillar, but that was not very consistent. And then I found out that you can like stick to the wall if you do the one light attack followed by 2 heavy attacks. And that's what he's doing right now. So he does this, I think, 7 times if I recall correctly.
7.
I do it 7 times, but Satanic Third successfully does it with 5 times or 4 times if I'm right, one time.
Yeah. And that lets us go through over this wall, and if we would not have found the triple jump, we could not have proceeded here. So that's very important that Monstaller found the triple jump here. And basically, you now, like, we skipped a lot. We skipped like a 20-minute level. I think they want us very long.
The very first day we should normally do with Draga is a big auto-scroller, so it's a huge skip.
Yeah, we'll see this skip again in a bit more tense of a situation.
Yeah, and with a very different angle of the camera. We have to speak about the camera of this game because it's a huge problem sometimes, especially during outer bounds. The camera is very scripted. I have no control. I have a very tiny control on the camera.
Yeah, it's basically fixed.
Yeah,
with a 5-degree angle or something that you can move around.
Yeah, it's about 5 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a problem because for some of the out of bounds, because the skip we just did, you saw AEtienne do some platforming. However, in a later stage, because we're not supposed to take that route, the camera actually doesn't show us that section. So we'll have to do that same section later on blind. Which is difficult.
There's a couple of sections he's gonna do blind.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, but that one, that's one of the more punishing ones. Later on, at least.
I have no choice. I have to clean this one. I use counter attack to push those guys in the void and deal with this guy just by doing a roll. Oh, messed up. No, it's fine.
So you're never gonna get Hadouken, right?
No, because we are as we said. Thanks for all of the donations. We are actually in low percents instead of any percents. Because there was an incentive to make this run without any level up and without any upgrades. So we will do no level up, no upgrade, no nothings. So normally we have a bunch of power in these games, like the Hadouken, like a way to stop the times, like a dash. We can upgrade your sword, you can upgrade your life bar. We will not doing all of that. Because that was one of the challenge of one of the incentive, and it was double met, so it's doing it.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah, that also means that AEtienne will never get the dash ability, which is the fastest way to move. So we'll have to do this stupid roll all the way through.
That's actually sad, because that loses us time. But anyways, we just got our first Omensight. Omensights are basically visions that we can, induce to other characters in the game, so they see the truth. Basically, now we saw how Indrik supposedly kills the priestess Vera, and now we have that information, and then with our magic fingers we touch the forehead of the other character and it's gonna see the same thing and then react accordingly towards it. We're gonna see this in a second.
Yeah, and they will change their minds and change also the things they will do during the day, and because of that we can change the fate, definitely. And
this is
here
also
we
pretty
just
much the only matter of communication the Harbinger has, because she doesn't talk, so she has to use Omensights to steer the companions onto the right track to help us uncover more of the story.
Exactly. So here we didn't see Ratika during this all runs, but because we skipped this entire day and we are actually immediately at the second act, and because we take the very first Omensight, the game consider we have the soul of Ratika, and we can begin this day with her.
Yeah, normally we would see her die in day 1 and then take her soul basically.
Exactly. Normally she's the very first boss of the game, basically. So yeah, when we showed the Omensight to Ratika. Skip this dialogue.
Yeah. So we showed her. Oh, Indrik kills Vera, and Vera is a friend of Ratika basically. Like Vera is like Switzerland, completely how do you say this?
Yeah.
Neutral in the war, basically. She's like a neutral entity. And Ratika is now, well, upset with Indrik, and now we're gonna go see Indrik.
Indrik basically is the emperor the emperor of the Pegaean Empire. So during the very first part of the game, he's considered as the bad guy, basically. So here I will use the roll and we will cross the route of the very first time of this enemy. And this one can be pretty troll, especially if he goes across void sections. So I will be careful to deal with him. So after a gem slash, normally the Harbinger is pretty stuck for seconds, but I can cancel this animation by a roll. This is why you show me rolling after every single jump slash. Just don't losing times.
That was pretty clean.
Yeah, that was very clean. That was pretty fast. I got also a pretty good RNG. None of those enemies goes across void sections. So pretty great. So here I will just have to push this box.
We didn't mention that on the top right side of the screen you can see like the little icon of our companion, and basically they also have a power. In this case, in Ratika's case, she can like speed us up a little bit. And here we're gonna be skipping 2 little fight gauntlets again with the triple jump.
Yeah, this one
just to speed this up. Yeah.
Yeah,
the first one is a bit tight. Timing wise, but because the first one is never finished, the second one doesn't trigger here.
Yeah.
So the second one is a bit easier.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one is actually very hard to get because they can just jump at you and cancel your combo.
Yeah, and they can also body block you sometimes if you're in a very bad position. So you have to do it that as soon as possible. When you come, you have to do this triple jump very fast. There's another one who's pretty tough of timing. So yeah, as Motoxes say, I will use here the power of Ratika to just running fast. And yeah, earlier in the run I used the power of Ludomir, who's very different. This is a big shockwave who destroy everything and put everyone on the ground. So each character have a very different power. So here I will just jump to avoid that.
By the way, shoutouts to the OST. I really like the music in this game.
Every single music's. We will not hear my favorite music of the games is the boss battle fight against Draga, because this fight is not on the road. So here this is perhaps the very first dangerous fight of the game.
Yeah,
because there is shield guys.
There's 2 shield guys who you can't attack with a light attack if they're blocking you. So you'll have to do a heavy attack, which is slower and leaves more opening for these 2 mages, and who basically spawn an AoE under you. However, if they join together, their AoE is increased in size, so it's easier to get hit, and you really need to dodge out of the way, and that really puts a damper on your damage output.
Yeah. Okay, I use the power of Ratika to deal some. Oh, he just surrendered. That was very cool. Sometimes when an enemy is alone, he can't surrender, and this is what happened to the last shield guys. I was pretty lucky about that.
And here's the first boss fight of the run, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. the first boss fight, and also the reason why the previous fight is a bit dangerous is because you enter this boss fight with the health you left the fight with.
Well, there's a little bit of health upgrades, I think, in some of the bases over there, but it takes time to get them, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can also play a little bit safe. A good, an interesting thing about this fight is harder actually in the definitive edition of the games, because when the shield explode, it can do damage, but the hitbox of the definitive edition of the games is way more heavy than the hitbox of this version of the game.
Yeah, the shield's explosion is minor.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Does it do damage in this version? I
it.
don't think so, right?
It does.
Oh, really?
I think it does, yeah, but you really have to be on it. But yeah, in this version it's pretty much impossible to get hit by that.
I got a double hit with Ratika, that's pretty great.
Yeah, this fight is pretty much an auto-scroll, you're just waiting for his shield to go down.
Yeah.
Ratika can mess this fight up just a bit by attacking before you do, which makes him put up his shield, and Ratika does half your damage. But you can also have her help you if you hit both at the same time, like just happened now.
Yeah, I got it
do a
2
bit
times,
more
so
damage.
that's a pretty damn good fight.
And you didn't die, which is also...
Yeah. Honestly, guys, that's Oracle pace actually. Thanks.
Right.
Do we have time for a donation?
Sure.
Okay, thank you very much. We have received a $250 donation
Oh my
from
god.
Place, who says, well then guys, we're ever so close to the first 10k now, aren't we? And they are totally right. We are $195 short of the 10k mark. Let's see if we can get that before the end of the run. Get those donations in.
Nice. Thank you very much for that donation.
Thank you very much.
So anyways, we had a little Metroid section here where everything falls apart and we run through it, and now we get the seal, our first seal. And our first of 3 seals, I think. No, 2 seals. Right?
The first of 2 seals
Orange,
we
green,
just got.
purple.
Anyway, onwards.
Yeah.
So
now we can unlock the green doors in the levels, basically.
the fact is, we found a way to. We will use this seal only 1 time, or only 2 times. I mean, yeah, in this games. But for the only one is required, because the second one just saved us time. For the only one is required, we find a way to pass through the door needed when we need the seals. But unfortunately, we need our mate to have with us to trigger the next. To have the next trigger with us.
Yeah.
Behind this door, and if somehow we can find a way to skip this trigger, that's also can save a lot of time. So, but for the moment we still need this seal because we didn't find.
That's
a way
the door
to
in the
that.
city, right?
Yeah, the vault door.
Yeah, the vault door. Yeah. So that's
found a
an
way to-
interesting thorn in my eyes. That
We
door,
found
but,
different ways to enter the room
Yeah.
we need to be in.
but it
There's
doesn't
no
load.
interaction.
Yeah, it doesn't load the interaction trigger, basically. So if we would find a way to load the trigger, we could skip the day you just saw and the boss fight, which would save another, I don't know, how long is this, 7 minutes?
More than that, I think, because
Alright.
yeah, we should escape a lot of it. So now we begin the day with another day because once again the end of the world happens, and we begin another day with Draga.
And we show her the same Omensight we just showed Radhika, and she sees her leader killing Vera, which would be blasphemy, because Vera is the neutral entity of the world. And now she's like, alright, let's go see Indrik. So we go to see Indrik again, through a different route, basically.
Yeah, basically each character have a very their very own personality. Draga is very proud and she's a knight, basically. Ludomir is just a big mountain of muscles.
He's a drunk.
Yeah,
That's-
he's
that's-
also
yeah, he's a
drunk.
drunk.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Ratika is is
I suppose it makes
I mean like oh, I cannot say that correctly. She do some tricks.
She's joyful.
Yeah, exactly.
She's a jovial kind who doesn't care much other than singing.
Characters are very well written in this game, to be fair. Like, I really liked the casual playthrough of this. It's a very
yeah.
interesting
Oh, yeah.
story. and very fun to play. I'm not so fond of the speedrun, but
The speedrun is very particular because there is a bunch of as we can see, precise tricks and skips.
yeah.
So it's pretty hard to dive into it.
It's mostly your fault, Patoxy. You found the stupid
know.
skips.
I blame Tricro though, because he said, "Hey, why don't you find a skip for the first day?" And he never ran any percent.
Yeah, we speak about Tricro. Tricro is the super moderator of Omensight, and also he's never. Yeah, I think he's never did the day one skips. But honestly, yeah, it's some things. We will say that, and the next day it's something's really dangerous, especially in a marathon run.
Yeah, that can cost you so much time.
I think there remains no. That's strange.
Draga's
The spawn, yeah,
fighting
the spawns. The
Draga.
spawns was very different.
Oh.
Yeah, Draga is stuck. Anyway, that's happened sometimes. She
Yeah,
teleports
and the
somewhere,
AI
and I didn't use the Draga, the fire of Pigaria. It's weird. Anyway,
Yeah, AI of your companions sometimes is very good, and sometimes, like that moment, they just
Yeah.
get stuck on the ledge and don't help.
we will see that in particular when we will saw the day with Indrik. So here this section is pretty straightforward. So Tiny Team, if you have anything to say, any donations, that's definitely the good way to do it. The good moment to do it. I mean.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much indeed. We'd just like to remind everybody that you are watching ESA Summer Online, raising money for Alzheimer Fonden. We are within $195 of 10,000. So let's see if we can get that in by the end of this run. Remember, you can put your donations towards several bid wars and incentives, including the Final Fantasy 13 ones that are coming up, choosing the language, choosing who fights one of the bosses, and also the incentive for the blindfolded boss fight as well. And also, finally, remember that your donations, if you put in either $30 or $50, that will put you in for the draw for the monitor from ViewSonic or for the Nintendo Switch.
Thank you. And we just saw
Alright.
the Indiana Jones bridge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that bridge, man. I normally always die to it because, like, you can, like, the hitbox is loaded before the skin or the texture, basically, and I normally always fall through because I jump a little bit too early.
Just to be greedy, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's happened to everyone a lot of times.
but it feels very good if you get it very early, actually. So
I think the guy
think it's
who
worth
got it the earliest is probably Ozma or AEtienne being sub. Another moderator of Omensight. He jumps so early that he go through the entire bridge before the graphics finish to load. It's crazy. So here I will keep the fire of Pigaria, the power of Draga for this bounce to deal tons of damage to everyone.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, and Draga. Oh damn it! I was a little bit too close. Draga actually focused the sharks. That's perfect.
So, you might have noticed that while Tiny Tim was talking that we basically were standing in front of the same door we did on day one.
Oh,
But
yeah.
this time, Draga was with us, and she knows the seal, so she opened that door for us, instead of us having to jump over it, basically.
Exactly.
But this is exactly the same level as we did in day one. And there will be, I think, a couple of more instances where we go through exactly the same level.
Yeah, the game really reuses areas pretty well here.
Yeah.
Both with the different factions that you play as well with unlocking more seals to open different sections and take a detour through the area that you couldn't go through previously.
Yeah. At the beginning, we can thinking, oh, that's there is a lot. There is not. Oh, come on. What are
Etienne, please.
this man, trigger this dialogue is somehow problematic. I should use the jump slash as you do, because yeah, if you jump slash into your mates, that's also trigger the dialogue because it's the same touch.
Yeah, levers and AIs are sometimes annoying to interact with in this game.
Oh, yes. They are very moody. Let's say that.
Yeah, Radica says they love their levers, but we don't.
No.
Yeah.
So incoming a pretty close timing for a skip for the next triple jump. So I will try to not miss it.
So now, wait. This is City of Eka, right? That's the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, the city of
Alright,
Eka.
so now we're in the City of Eka, which basically holds the vault with some ancient artifact, and supposedly Indrik is here, or he came here. And there's gonna be a couple of indications that something is going wrong. By the way, we have not talked about the ciphers, right?
Yeah, this is the
Not
void
pretty well.
the void soldiers, the
Yeah,
soldiers
so-
of Voden.
So these little Murloc thingies, they are basically erupting out of the void that is threatening the world's end, basically.
And the thing is, more you coming back to the times. So, for example, here we are. This is the day number 3 we just played. More we're coming back to the times, more the enemies are strong, and more the voids coming through the deeps. And just by
It's actually very nice. It's
Yeah.
like they changed the levels a little bit visually, and you're gonna see like the void seeking out.
Yeah, you can also see in enemies, the ones that are stronger have different textures, and you can see they have a lot more health, which is pretty cool.
You can see a little bit of void here on the borders of the
Yeah.
walls, but it's gonna be more later. So basically, this is what we need the green key for this door,
Granted.
because this will give us the next Omensight, and we can enter this room
Rodentian.
from above, but it doesn't load the trigger for the Omensight, so it's not very useful.
yeah. Unfortunately, there is no use
Yeah.
to skip this door. So because
Yeah, sorry.
because the next trigger is activated by Draga herself just here. So we have to to go here with her like this.
So basically, this room where we just were outside is where I first started experimenting with the out of bounds, because I accidentally clipped through a wall here and fell into the void. And Monstarter was watching my casual playthrough, and that's what caught his interest, basically. And by the way, shout out to Monstarter. The triple jump really
Yeah.
saved that. Yeah.
This is the guy we speak about him earlier. This is the guy who found the triple jump, and this is for a very long time the world record holder of the 80% of Omensight.
Yeah.
We just to break this world record, we just have to find another way to another skips that we saw later, and yeah, without that, this world record should be
Yeah.
still here.
Alright, so this Omensight shows us how, what was it, Radhika and Vera have a discussion.
Yeah.
And that raises suspicion, because now we think Radhika might be responsible.
Oh yeah. We just
So, who are we
ready.
choosing next?
So we're choosing Ludomir, and this is where the
Prison-
run begins.
prison
And this
skip,
is and this is actually Wantoxi will speak about that because I will probably stop speaking during the next the beginning of the next day, because this is basically where 80% of my run die. So
Yeah. Do you want silent time while you're
No,
trying to
that
find the
I
ledge?
know he has a mute button.
that should be fine because I have a mute button. So
Okay, good.
just don't ask me questions.
Yeah. I'll just gonna explain what is happening, basically, and we have Satanic here who actually looked at this very closely. So yeah, basically we skipped day 1 and we never got the Pigarian seal. That was a yellow key. And the main problem now is the coming door, because we need to pass this door twice and it requires the yellow key. And in order to do so, I found a way, well, I found multiple ways to get past that door, but the most consistent is the one that Etienne's gonna do right now. And it's basically we're gonna get on the top of the level and find a, I don't know, 10 pixel wide little ledge without seeing it, jump on it, wander along it, jump onto another little ledge, and then jump over the door. It's actually, I don't know.
Yeah,
how I
and
managed
if
this.
you fall, you have to redo it all of the
Yeah.
times, and that's more than
Yeah.
1 minute. That's 1 minute lost.
Yeah.
So
If you
most
fall,
of
it's
the
a
time
soft lock.
lost. Most of the time lost is because you're using the LHH storage, which takes 12 or 13 combos.
For me it's 12 or 13. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's 11, I think. But
Yeah,
I'm
you
closer
use-
to the
use some
wall than
different
you.
pixels.
Yeah. Alright, so basically now it's normal triple jump skips, and we're gonna come to this little wall here, and he's gonna align himself in a specific angle and start 15 chains of light, heavy attacks in order to gain height and get on top of that little pillar. And I think that Satanic has some insight on how it looks up there.
Yeah, I made a video actually of the side-by-side comparison of when you're doing the trick and with the camera actually on your character. It's you do it about 15 times, then you have to jump on top of a pillar, which is a bit wider than the next area, because you need to jump down from the pillar on top of a beam, which is one of the beams of the ceiling. We have no idea why they only gave those beams collision, but they do, which is not that wide, so it's pretty precise. You can even miss it and go onto a beam a bit lower, which
He's now looking for
means-
that beam. And
Yeah,
he
he's-
got it.
he got on the first beam, then there's a
Yeah.
gap with a beam a bit lower, so he'll have to jump from the upper beam to the lower beam. He's on the ledge now, feeling out where he is, and he'll make the jump.
Oh!
I just fall because I was close to the too close from the second ledge. Anyway.
Yeah. As you can see, it's incredibly difficult to navigate because you can't see anything. And
Yeah, this is the scripted camera.
yeah, and we also found out that there is actually the first ledge can also be like a false ledge that
Yeah.
actually doesn't let you proceed. So there's two ledges and you can jump on both, but only one is the correct one. I don't know how I got this. I don't know how I got this.
I still have trouble with it, having actually seen the area above. I used a bit of cheat engine to unlock the camera a bit to see what we're actually doing up there, and it's stupid sometimes what we're doing.
I just fall stupidly. Oh my god. I just have to relax a little bit. There we go.
Yeah, don't worry. You have done this so many times. You know how this works.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You can actually see in the background the seal we would normally open.
Yeah.
Um,
There's
yeah,
a
we
lever
tried.
in there that opens the door, basically.
You could maybe even get in there to open the lever, but you couldn't get out, which is
Yeah.
the main problem.
Yeah. I
Which is why
tried
we
ways
need
of
to jump
clipping
over the
out,
door.
but that doesn't work. So basically, walls in this game are like goo. They're like
Yeah,
very gooey. You can really go in them, but sometimes they push you out again, and sometimes they suck you in. It's very weird.
yeah, getting sucked into
Alright.
walls. That happens.
He's a little bit further now, and now he needs to jump over the door and... Okay, he's going the long way.
Oh, no. I would
no,
like to
he's
get
not.
the extended one behind
Yeah.
the second door that saved us from this cutscene. But that's anyway, we'll get that. That's a third
Yeah.
try, so
It's good. It's okay. We're fine. All right. So he was trying to go an alternate path, which would skip this cutscene basically. In the next time we're here, that path is actually longer because there's a gauntlet in there, and a very long fight. I don't know how many.
oh, this
but
fight
there's
is
a
very
lot
long.
of stuff.
Normally here with upgrade we can stop the times, but the problem is no.
There's the auto-targeting we were talking about.
Don't touch me, thank you.
Ooh, that was actually
so
very
close.
close. Yeah.
It's funny, this wizard that is in the cutscene is technically an entity in the fight, so sometimes he'll have an enemy spawned here.
Yeah,
It just looks stupid.
That's weird because normally it's an ally here.
Yeah.
Whew.
Okay,
I'm
we're past the
I'm feeling
heavy
good right
part.
now. This prison
Yeah.
skip is behind us. There is still one
the-
to do, but
One more to go.
yeah, this trick is definitely the hardest trick of the runs. No, absolutely no debate. No. Everyone is okay. Is absolutely agree about this affirmations. This skip is the hardest one.
Yes. I'm sorry
definitely
for
the
finding it.
hardest
I'm really sorry. Anyways, I don't wanna jinx it, so I'm just gonna say this game can softlock at any time.
Yeah.
Basically, it's very moody. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But I just want you to realize how insane it is to run this game, because it can basically softlock at any given time. You need to.
I think during break the record live earlier in this marathon we saw how softlock can be pretty hard for the mines, because when I saw the commentator called, "Hey, the big fucking gun can softlock the games," or the BFG, I mean. But sorry about the bad word. But yeah, this weapon can softlock the game, and the softlock just a second after. So, and these games we just score.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. I didn't say anything.
Now there's a cool fight section coming up. The fight it's pretty much just following Radika around, but the hard part is timing her, because she teleports, and with a teleport she gets a lot of iframes. And the harder part of it is she has an attack which doesn't do that much damage, except it's a shotgun, so you can get hit by every ball at the same time.
Yeah, there's no iframes. There's no iframes. Yeah, for you.
So I have to be really. I will play it safe, even if it's okay. To the left. Oh no. To the left. There we go.
This is a very good fight, though. This is a very fun boss fight.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
There's a later version of this fight which is annoying, but this version of the fight is cool.
Yeah. So you see how she shoots out these fans of bullets? Basically, all of them can hit you the same time, and then you're a one hit. But everything went fine here, and Radika is dead.
Yeah, you're 1 or 2 hits, because especially with my life bar, actually, it was a 2-hit KO for sure. 1-hit KO if I'm very unlucky. Because you take every single hits at the same frame, so.
Yeah, sometimes I had like rolling towards her, and then she shoots in that moment, and I just eat all 3.
That happens to every one of us.
Yeah, it's so crazy. She looks so cute, but she's really dangerous. Don't trust her. Okay, we're coming up to monkey skip, right?
Yeah, and basically we didn't speak about that, but when an enemy is underground, if you hit him, it's basically a 1-hit KO every time. This is why Ludomir is so powerful here, with this big shockwave. So before that, I will once again use the triple jumps to activate those triggers, those fire trap here. That's normally we shouldn't use.
Yeah, we shouldn't use these. These are for a different section when we come here with Radika, because she jumps up there and activates those.
I was pretty lucky because I just need once to.
Yeah, I felt like.
Cannon.
Yeah, that was
That's not usually what happens.
Yeah, normally you have to activate the 2 of them. So incoming
and normally you have to lower that bridge with Ludomir, but you can just triple jump on that ledge.
Yeah, it's faster, also.
So we're coming up to the origin of triple jump. So when I published this little skip here, Monstarter started playing around with this, and with the LHH storage, the light heavy attack storage that lets you gain height in midair, and that's where he found the triple jump, basically. And here he needs to navigate in a very weird angle on the controller to get to the ledge here and jump on top of the right side. Okay, and that skips one gauntlet, basically.
And now we will. This is the very first skips Matoxi was found in this game, and incoming the very last skip found by an American runner named Kesa.
Shout out to Kesa.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh no.
That's been a while that didn't happen to me, guys.
Wait, but you have a checkpoint, right?
Yeah, and that's just destroy my chance to have a case escape, I think. Oh, or not. Perhaps, because Ludomir will get stuck here. But now I can softlock with Ludomir because of that.
Yeah, you might not see it, obviously, but there are invisible enemies there. we said that enemies progress as the story progresses, but for ciphers there are some invisible enemies which, well, you couldn't see there obviously, but they're colored black. If you hit them, they'll reveal themselves. Well, just having a tough time, got hit.
Yeah,
I normally use the bubble here. I hate that section.
Good recovery.
Okay, I will try it. If I soft lock, I have to redo this entire day. So
Yet another soft lock.
Let's see.
Let's
so
see.
now he's gonna align himself in a very specific angle and do another LHH store. And going into that corner. Some people do it with a mouse. I don't do it at all because I hate.
Yeah, I know AEtienne has a setup with the mouse, which is pretty consistent. At least depending on your PC, because when I did this at a marathon with AEtienne, I got it for the first time ever and the only time ever with his setup.
Yes.
But apparently I
didn't
can't do
soft
it
lock.
at home. And yeah, the problem with soft locking in some spots is that the AI doesn't follow you or gets blocked off, and then you're just stuck in the animation of opening the door and you cannot quit out of it.
Especially this one. This one is pretty scary because I had a race on this channel, but in another event with Satanic Nerd, and I get the soft lock during our race. That was pretty crazy. And here we go for the second, the second seal. Normally the third one, but here this will be the second we keep. Vera.
Yeah, this allows us to enter the more temple areas of the game, which only Vera should be able to enter.
Yeah.
This is her grave that Ludmir made for her. In a dialogue, some text is colored green. You might notice it sometimes. For us, that's not important because we already know the lore and the story and everything. But the green text is actually hints to what happened.
Yeah, basically it's clue to recover, to learn what happens during the day before this day to solve the return of Voden, the Avatar of the Void. And basically in the definitive edition of the game, if you assemble all of the 32 clues, you have the access to the true ending of the game. So yeah, to see the true ending of the game, you have to play this game in the definitive edition. By the way, the true ending run is something like 3 hours long, so...
Yeah, true ending is 3 hours.
Oh, and Voden just see that something's weird just happened.
Yeah, we've been traveling through time, and some mythical entity felt the stirring of time, and he noticed that he now found us, the Harbinger, that we're actually doing that and coming after him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why the ciphers are also getting stronger, because it's sending people after you.
I just hesitate a little bit of time.
LDR.
Do we have time for just a few words?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you very much. We would like to remind you you're watching ESA Summer Online. We are raising funds for Alzheimer Fonden, supporting Alzheimer's research. And we are still on $9,805. Let's see if we can hit 10,000 before the end of the run. Let's get those donations in, folks. It would be really appreciated. All of your donations go directly to Alzheimer Fonden, so please, if we can get those in, that would be fantastic.
You still have the vision, Satanic Nerd, for the commentary? I was not sure because...
I was just about to say that.
Okay, say I will just keep...
Very small tech thing, which means I do not see the game.
Yeah, there is some change. No problems.
Cutscenes in this game.
There we go.
So.
Because the good things about this game is that we can have some interaction during unskippable dialogues. There we go. Oh, damn it. I just used the power of Ratika here to destroy... It's so powerful combined to the heavy attack. Do you see the games right now, Satanic?
Yeah, I see it now. What you just saw is... We talked a bit about the attack combos, but not about the effects. So if you do 3 light hits, you'll knock enemies back. The light heavy attack is meant to knock enemies up into the air, which is why we can use it for a triple jump. What he used in that fight was 3 heavy attacks, which is a cone attack. which knocks down every enemy. And like AEtienne said earlier, when you knock down an enemy, you can insta-kill them.
Exactly. So here, Ratika will just help me to jump. Even if I can grab this, this ledge, I need Ratika to unlock the grid just after this ledge. So I will just wait for Ratika here. So Ratika normally will climb automatically here. She will teleport. Normally there is enough damage here. Enough damage here. No, remains one. I don't know why, but those two ones... Oh.
The cannon missed a lot, actually.
Yeah, that's too bad. That's only... Yeah, unlucky. That's happened sometimes. Okay, so once again, so we'll redo the monkey skip.
Monkey.
Alright, and I'm back. I apologize for
Welcome
the
back.
disconnect.
No problem.
That's fine. The monkey skip is another good way to show how janky the camera is. Because mid-skip, the camera just flips over to pretty much out of bounds. I don't know why that happens, why they coded the camera on that area here to flip out like this, but it happens.
Yeah, and it's very hard to hold the angle while that happens, because basically your stick movement is tied to the angle of the camera.
Yeah.
But it was very fast.
Cool ones. I use basically the sound of the... There is a tiny sound when the Harbinger touch a floor, and I use that to know approximately where I am.
Yeah, and you
By
have this
spamming
little
the jump.
going back and forward animation that helps a little bit to navigate through these things.
Yeah, with the monkey skip, even visually, it wouldn't really help to be able to see, because the final part is actually done on invisible texture.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the final bit before you jump down is on an invisible square.
So here the setup is pretty different because the angle, as we said, the angle of the camera is also different. And this one, I never managed to have 2 levels of storage, so no, I have to do it with only once. There we go. That was very clean.
Yeah, that was pretty clean.
The
First try.
setup is
Nice.
the setup is now pretty clean. No, one of my nightmare of one of the things I had to do to improve the time of this run during the last few months was just to find consistent setup for those Kesa skips, because yeah, it's some things so random sometimes. But now for all of the 3 of them, I have a pretty consistent setup. I said for all of the 3 of them, but I mainly use only 2 of them because the third one is, yeah, such a troll.
Yeah, the
since
third
today.
one, AEtienne only goes for when he's pretty much on the world record pace.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just too much of a soft lock potential and very hard angle to set up.
It's not a soft lock potential, but it's just don't save. It's just risky for saving basically
Right, yeah.
less than 20 seconds. So. And here we go, third Omensight. So this is why we need the Vera seal here, because that's basically triggered the third Omensight. So here I think there is absolutely no way to skip the Vera seal, the purple seal. I mean, because this is basically this is basically unlock the seal that's triggered this cutscene. So
I tried to come here with Ludomir, but this section is like the camera doesn't move after you jump off up to that ledge.
yeah, you get stuck.
Yeah, you get basically stuck, and I don't know if it's possible to get to the hut with Ludomir, but I never managed.
The only way to skip the purple seal would be to pretty much early in the game, when we're in the prison, if we could find a way to go out of bounds to the sewer section, and we could find a way to properly load the sewers, then we could skip pretty much day 3 till 7 or something.
That's probably we'll skip the half of the game if we can find a way to. That should be the biggest seconds break ever found in this game.
Yeah, the problem is that it's a wrong load. Because it's a wrong load for the sewers, the game actually gets into an infinite load because it starts loading, but it never gets told what to load.
Okay.
So that's why that is definitely impossible. And I just remembered there is a 4th seal, the Claddon. We all forgot about it, I think.
So intermission.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, because we get trapped by Voden just here.
Yeah. So now that we've been traveling back through the days the whole time, Voden, like the void entity, he smelled our scent and now traps us in a space between time and tries to kill us here with this little gauntlet that Etienne is mastering.
Yeah, he's using triple hits with the light attack to get some knockback onto the enemy and the counter attack here. You see him just hugging the ledge and rolling out of the way to counter enemies into the void, back into the void, basically.
Yeah, it's way
Very
faster
tough
because here I'm as a big. Thanks to the donations, we are in low percents, so that means I don't have any level up, any upgrades, so I don't have a lot of damage at this moment, so it's way faster to push them out of the screen.
I doubt we are safe. Voden is likely to be gathering his strength.
So, incoming, as you can see, the void just begins to invade the Tree of Life.
Yeah. It was a beautiful blue, and there's only some blue in the middle here on the trunk.
Yeah.
The rest is all turned to void already.
And now we enter the day with Indrik. This is the only day we're with Indrik, I think.
Yep. In true ending, you do 2 days with him, and the second day is the worst because it's a big auto-scroller, but thankfully here we only have 1 day. Or do we have 3 days with Indrik? Anyway, there's only 1 here.
Yeah. So this is the boss room. We had the fight with him earlier. But now we show him the Omensight, and he's like, oh my god, she was conjuring the void herself? Why? Let's find out.
Yes, this is basically because of all of the clue we just found. The Empire, the Pegarian Empire, and the Resistance, the Rendition Resistance, and there are 2 leaders, Ratika of Indrik, have to make the peace to combat the void. With to make the peace and find a way to block Voden. And this is
not only was Vera spawning the void. In the background you could see entities of both factions actually working together to spawn the void, which is one of the main reasons that the 2 factions, that Indrik actually tries to make peace with the Redemptions.
So guys, should we speak about the power of Indrik?
You don't command me, Harbinger.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically Indrik, and I think this is a very nice touch, and shows
this is a great idea, but for Speedrun that's not a great idea.
So every other character we could activate a power. Like Ratika has this speed up, and Draga had this little jump, just like Ludomir, he also has like a stomp. But Indrik actually fights autonomously. He will attack whenever he feels to, and you cannot command him. And he actually says that as well if you try to, which is a nice touch, I feel.
You can see in this fight, the main issue is the wizards who can spawn in enemies. And actually, this fight is already loaded before you open the door. So as you could see in the beginning, there were already enemies spawned by these wizards. And the second tough part about this fight is sometimes, only at the beginning usually, you get an orange exclamation mark over an enemy, which means they're heading towards the lever. And when they open that, you pretty much get twice the amount of enemies. So we want to avoid that at all costs.
Right, that's basically a very easy way to kill a run. Just miss this rat, you activate the lever, and this fight taking a double amount of time.
Yeah, you can restart by checkpoint, because the checkpoint is right in front of the door and it prevents actually the preloading. Ooh.
That was so scary.
Very
honestly, it's very easy if you clip in this wall here to just die.
But the checkpoint is closed, so that would not have been that much of a time loss, right?
Yeah. Here I can be faster, but honestly, Indrik can softlock, so I will just wait.
This is the worst softlock.
Yeah. The Indrik softlock, so I will just wait just to be sure because it's a marathon run.
Yeah, the problem with softlocking on the door that we're heading towards, when you softlock on the door, you don't have access to the menu actually. which means that we can't even reload from checkpoint.
Yeah, you have to
Sometimes.
redo this. You have to just go
Quit the
back to the
game.
main menu, reload your save.
Yeah, you can only go back
What
to
is
the main
this
menu by
movement?
quitting out
So
by Alt F4.
basically, this level here we would have seen in the casual playthrough of day 1 when you come with Draga, because this is like basically the route you would take with Draga. And there's, to be fair, I'm actually kind of sad that we skipped that day, because there's a lot of little cutscene skips and interesting movement tricks in the first day with Draga here.
Yeah, because still there is still a lot of wall with woods you can skip and so
Yeah.
on. With
Yeah.
but there is still some runs who some like Tricrow. I think the run of Tricrow don't do this route because it don't skip
Yeah.
the very first
Yeah.
day. So it's
Yeah,
still
he did
it's
the
still very
glitch
good.
lift
We
on the
still
old
have this
version.
run on whole leaderboard. Yeah.
You must use your power.
So this incomings, we didn't speak about that, but in Omensight you have a lot of choice to do with which character you have to begin with which character you have to begin the day. Finally managed to say correctly. And also during boss fights, you can choose between fighting the boss or just spare him by showing him the Omensight. And here the good decision is to just don't fight because we would like to make peace and just use the Omensight to
If you're gonna
avoid this fight against Ratika.
Yeah. So she
Yeah,
can
well-
see the truth as well, like Indrik saw. And now she knows that Vera is actually behind this. Now she helps us, basically.
Yeah, with AEtienne said there's a lot of paths in this, because for every act, after every Omensight you acquire, you can actually choose pretty much every character, and within every character you have 2 paths, depending on whether you do a boss fight or not. And on top of that, you also have some branching paths, depending on whether you use a seal on a specific door or not. So there's really a lot of ways to go about this game.
Yeah.
There's
Even
also a lot
the-
of boss fights, actually.
Yeah, even the full run of the game, the true ending, doesn't do all boss fights, which
This world long ago.
is pretty amazing how much they actually wrote into the story, how you can go back in days with specific characters, how many boss fights there are, like you just said. It's a pretty impressive story.
Yeah.
I didn't do half of them, to be fair.
Yeah, but there is a lot of boss fight, many way to have a fight against a character with another, in which act, with which Omensight. There is so many different paths. By the way, this game was developed by Spirit Games, who also made games before this ones, named Stories Path of Destiny. And if you
Yeah,
play Stories Path of Destiny, you should definitely try Omensight, because if you like Stories Path of Destiny, you will like Omensight for sure. Basically, the glitchless run of this games is around 2 hours, but for a casual gameplay, it's more than 12 hours, to be honest. I took more than 12 hours in these games.
Yeah.
In a casual playthrough,
Yeah.
and especially
It's a short game, but I think the casual playthrough is really worth it. I actually
yeah.
found out of this game one day before release, because Stories Path of Destinies was free on, I think, some outlet. And I played it, and it said like, hey, we're releasing this game, by the way, as well. Why don't you go grab that? And then I pre-ordered it and played it the day of release, and I actually liked it. Very good casual playthrough.
Yeah, if you already like stories, this game is
Yeah.
the same gist, but the combat feels way more fluid.
Yeah.
So here I have some fight with Indrik. I hope he will use this fireball. Oh, here we go. Oh, that was a good
Hey.
fireball here.
Nice.
Remains one. No, this one is
Because
dead,
we cannot
Indrik.
control Indrik.
Yeah.
That's the we're way more dependent on his AI than with Draga earlier on.
So
So
here in this room, you could see on the right side how the void is like taking control over everything, and the temple is now shooting these things, because we've been here before, we've passed here before, and nothing was shooting, but the temple is noticing the presence of the void, and that's why it's activating its defenses, basically.
yeah.
So coming up is the second.
Yeah, a skip
second
that
time we
I
skipped
that
through
I
a
messed
door.
up yesterday during my training. So I will take care to don't.
Yeah.
This is
If-
the section we were talking about that we have to do blindfold again blind.
Yeah.
If
So
I
we
missed
have
it
to
one
find
time,
Ludomi
I will
here.
do the boss normally. I think.
You got this first try. This is not that hard.
We have no. Should know.
And the funny part about this skip is we actually do it in the middle of a boss fight. and because of that, the boss health never gets deloaded. So if it is correctly, till the end of the game, Lodomir's health bar will be on screen, even with Lodomir on our side.
Okay, I will use the mouse setup. There we go.
And after the skip, I think is the best song in the whole game. Oh, yeah, here we have the good camera positioning, so you can see what he actually does, how he jumps over the wall.
That should be fine.
You can see him moving into the wall, and he'll jump over the door. Nice.
All right, here, best song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought the OST just for this song,
too.
just to find out that it's not in.
It
wasn't in, and then I recorded this 7 minutes and looped it actually, and then I made a YouTube video and asked the devs if I can upload this because it's not in the soundtrack, and they're like, no. And I'm like, oh.
Can you send it to me?
I will. I called it the hidden track. No, forgotten track. I called it, I think.
Yes, that's the first try.
Very cool.
So basically, what you see during the very first day, the platforming sections, just after the very first beginning skip, is exactly the same things, but blindfolded and where with the camera moving. So just have to have a very good timing and exactly know where you are. So.
Yeah, the camera moving is the biggest issue of this game, and also the biggest reason why you can't do the speedrun with mouse and keyboard.
Oh yeah.
Well, not in this version. They overhauled mouse and keyboard for the updates, right? I think.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
It's still, we never really use it because it's not as consistent. Because with the analog stick, you have way more control over which direction you go. Because with mouse and keyboard, you actually have to point at where you want to walk, and with depth perception and everything, if you do that mid-jump, mid-air, during tricks where the camera jumps around a lot, that leaves you no movement. This is a tough fight because we have two big sharks. We never really mentioned these. They are semi-mini bosses. They're very tough. You can stun them, but only with 3 heavy attacks, and it's
I would play it safe. I messed up my.
They do a lot of damage, as you can see.
Yeah. If we weren't doing low percent, you would at this point have an insta-kill. Which sadly we do not have. The other way to quickly kill them is if you can somehow lead them over to the ledge and knock them back, but that's very tough, and there we go, it goes down.
And the awkward elevator.
I'm mad those few days against the sharks. You have to be really careful because the hardest fight is basically... there is another very hard fight against sharks.
Yeah, 2 sharks and a lot of ciphers.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the awkward elevator ride, like Matoxi just said. You can skip the dialogue there for no good reason, and the ride is just silent.
Yeah. And here we go, the very last seal of this game's the Claden seal. So we didn't speak about this, but in the city of Eka, and basically what we does during the day 3 with Draga, is just to looking about the sword Claden, who's basically the Master Sword, if you like The Legend of Zelda, it's basically the Master Sword in these games, this Claden. And this is apparently the way to beat Voden, to beat the Avatar of the Void. So here, Indrik gave us the information that apparently Voden is still into Cladens, and we have to, and for beating him in this own dimension, we have to use this seal, the Claden seal.
Yeah, Claden is a sword, basically.
Claden is a sword and a prison.
Yeah.
We have a time for
the final day.
Yeah, before we begin the final day, I think, because we will once again see the same opening dialogues between Ludomir and Fjoborg. We have some times for some message tiny team, I think. So feel free.
Fantastic. Okay. Well, we'd like to thank you again for watching ESA Summer Online. We hope you're enjoying the Omensight run. Absolutely fantastic. Remember that we're very, very close. We're only $195 off hitting 10,000 raised for Alzheimer Fonden. So remember, if you were to put in $30, that would put you in the draw for a ViewSonic monitor. And if you put in a donation of $50 or more, that would put you in for the draw for the Nintendo Switch. So please get your donations in. Let's see if we can hit that 10K by the end of the run.
We can do it, I'm pretty sure. When I saw that the incentive of Omensight was met yesterday, was double amount of met yesterday evening, I was okay. So basically, because the incentive was met so early, I have the time to train the low percent instead of the any percent. So thank you for all of these donations. That's make me way more confident for this run. And here we go, last day.
The very last day, yes.
Oh yeah, and this one is pretty scary. Yeah, it's a scary day if because of fight, because of some skips. We'll begin with the case I skip 3. I will try to doing it, but sometimes it doesn't happen correctly. So let's hope. I will skip this dialogue here. If I use the power of Ludomir here, it will not dialogue with those Rodenchen. And that's this glitch here I just did. Also happened in Definitive Edition, so that's pretty rare.
Oh.
That's happened.
Cool, they didn't break the game completely.
Yeah. So let's hope this would be enough here.
I really enjoyed
Ouch.
playing around with these things and trying to find these things. And I was very sad when they patched it out. Very, very sad.
Yeah, they patched out a lot and patched in some extra loading zones on doors.
Yeah.
In the newer version.
Yeah, this is also why some loading times are longer in Definitive Edition than this in version. Than this in these versions, or than it's the 1.03 versions.
We could do the monkey skip here, but
Yeah,
there's no fight on
but
that, so
there is
I
no
would-
fight to skip, so it's way faster to just do
Yeah.
it with Ludomir like that.
We actually use helping hand here.
Yeah. I tried to pass the sledge with a triple jumps, but it's too high. So there is no way to doing that. So normally Ludomir will get stuck at the beginning of this bridge with those fights. And if it happens correctly, we have the time to set up the third case skip, so the skips with the ledge we just saw 2 times already. I don't know if he's dead. On the right, he's not dead.
Just cleaning up the area here so he can line up the Kaiser skip better.
Normally
Yeah,
the
there's
camera
enemies
will
the camera will focus.
work. No, Ludomir is here. Anyway, so no skip. No, sometimes Ludomir gets stuck, sometimes not. So anyway, we'll do the fight normally.
Yeah, this just means an additional little gauntlet, and basically now Ludomir understands that he's being, well, that he has traitors in his own ranks.
Yeah. This is why we have
That's
to.
the poison attack from the green enemies, the new enemies.
Yeah, I like those, to be fair. Like, I like how subtle the changes
Yeah.
are to the days, but they still
They're very
bring a lot of variance in the fights and how you approach them.
Exactly, because the blue enemy you just killed also has a jumping attack, which makes him purple. You saw it in the fight once or twice, I think. Which is also a new attack, actually, and it's pretty cool how even the same enemies still evolve through the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also that's also normal because normally through the games we don't saw that here because that was the challenge of the incentive. But normally we have level ups, we have, as we said, upgrades with a way to grab the enemy like Dark Vador in Star Wars. We have a way to stop the times. We have a very interesting dash. We have a very low cooldown if we upgrade it. And we can also have some boost for our life bar. But here, yeah, because we are in low percent, we just have the sword and a tiny life bar. But yeah, even with only with that, we can manage to beat this game. Oh, I successfully did a tiny dodge by spamming the button.
All right.
So, yeah.
No, sorry.
Go for it.
Go for it. Your voice is way more beautiful than mine. Go for it.
As you can see here, in this oh, damn it! Speak to. Thank you. There is a things in front of us just there. This is a memory. This is a collectible we can get in these games to make the story of the games complete. There is 24 of them in this entire games, and there is also a category named All Memories when you have to get all of them through the games. And yeah, it's pretty interesting because all of the text you unlock by unlocking all of these memories is pretty interesting to know the background of this game. They create a pretty damn good lore in this game.
It's a very extensive background story that you unlock with these memories.
Yeah.
So
I like the game.
there
as it was,
we go again.
Yeah, so we now have to do that little prison skip again, which is gonna be terrible. And I just saw that we got a donation, maybe, Tiny Tim?
Hang on 2 seconds. Let me just double check.
I think I saw the same.
9,
I've
10.
I'll just double check for you.
Well, anyway, AEtienne is doing the same trick he did before with the LHH storage up, getting on the same ledge again. He can't try. Like we said, going for the extended skip isn't useful here because there's actually a gauntlet in the area to the right. He comes up to the first jump onto the smaller ledge. He's testing out the ledge.
No, I'm not on it.
You might be on the fake beam then? Oh no, you're on
No,
it.
I was on a good one. That was weird. There we go. This one was
And
very
you're in.
fast. I'm pretty good first try. And I forgot to use the mute buttons. That doesn't care!
So now we're gonna be deviating from the original route we were having here the first time we were here. Instead of going left, we're gonna be going right towards the sewers, where apparently the sword Claden or whatever.
Yeah,
We
there
do
was
have-
Vladimir hit the sword.
a weird procedure. Yeah, Tiny Tim?
We do have a donation when you're ready for it.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, it's a good time right now.
Fantastic. We have received $30 from Zinchalk, who says, "Thank you for showing me Omensight. Please keep up the great work." Well, thank you very much indeed for that very generous donation. Remember, with that, we are still just short of 1,000. We've only got a little way to go. Let's see, 10,000. Let me get it right. Only just short of $10,000 raised for Alzheimer Fondant. Let's keep those donations coming in, please.
Yeah, there's some good donation incentives I saw. Like Perfect Run for Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh, yeah.
If your spirit didn't guide me,
I like
Also,
I'll
very
skip
glad you enjoy the
forward.
run. Omensight is a very nice game.
Yeah, especially casually. Because
Yeah.
I will be honest too, even if I love the speedruns, this game is a great experience casually, but probably there is a lot, as you can see, there is a lot of cutscene, dialogues, and also loading times. So as a speedrun, this is sometimes pretty frustrating to die, for example, in this prison skip. But casually, it's huge entertainment, to be honest.
Yeah.
To discover
That's
the
why
story.
Monster went to Hollow Knight, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still there. He's
Yeah,
racking
he's still there.
timestamps.
He's doing a lot of things. I see him eventually in my YouTube feed.
Oh boy, we have a problem.
Yeah, he sucks. I just saw that.
There's a cipher stuck
I
on
would
the
just
ledge.
have to use Ludomir to beat him, I think.
You
Just
look
there.
very carefully in the bottom right.
No, he didn't
there's
die.
an enemy on a ledge, which
Oh my god.
I touch him.
he got, thankfully.
Yeah.
That's
That's
another-
happened sometimes.
There's stupid
Yeah.
ledges
That's not
in
the
this
first
game.
time that's
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah,
This
Toxie talked
gauntlet
about the
is a
wall.
run killer, for sure.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I hate it so much.
Fuck. Oh, sorry. I said the bad one once again.
Fire truck, am I right?
Ooh.
Right, so this
Oh my
front
god.
shark,
This is so scary. You have no idea, because these things...
he has no
Yes,
health,
nice.
and the
Oh,
red
no.
exclamation
That's
is
fine.
very dangerous. Ooh.
Alright,
He's
that's
gonna
actually
have
nice.
to
'cause
heal in the next section.
The
Because there's a
hurt
soft lock.
boxes. The hurt boxes of these things are so unpredictable.
He's gonna go left to heal, I hope. or not.
Yeah, you can actually die
Oh my!
while getting into the sword.
Totally forgot about this soft lock. Yeah. Oh my god. Hopefully
Yeah.
you said it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to. If I'm low on health, if I get touched by a ciphers during the next cutscene, this is a big soft lock. So I have to.
So you can actually get hit while going into the sword, and that will just not let you proceed. And you have to redo the whole level?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You have to redo
Yeah, you have to return to main
Whole day,
swears.
right?
You have to redo the swears.
The whole day. Sewers? Oh, you
Yeah,
can
only the
reload
swears.
checkpoints.
Yeah, there is a save.
Yeah, what
for the
happened-
swears.
Oh.
What happens is
Okay.
if you die here, your character gets reloaded, but not correctly because the game also thinks you went to the source, so you don't have an actual hitbox anymore. A visual hitbox, so you can't interact with the sword anymore. Enemies don't really see you. It's it's a soft lock.
They can't kill you. It's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. This is actually a sub 24 pace.
Oh, with 3 prison skips. All right.
Yeah,
The third try.
it's
the
not
first
too
one.
bad because the second one was first try, and the Jump Escape was everything was nearly first try except this. Yeah, of course, this run killer. As I said, 80% of my run died because of the skips. So yeah. And
So now we're in the void, basically.
I will try the trickle jump.
Nice.
Yes, do it.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, you hit
Oh.
This jump is
Ledges
definitely
eat your
possible, but
momentum.
I'm so bad at doing it.
You have
So-
to jump at the latest possible time, but if you go
Yeah.
a bit too
Yeah.
late, ledges completely eat all your momentum, so you just fall down.
So no, I will
Which
not
is
doing
why
it for the second time because no one,
AEtienne doesn't
of course,
usually do it.
at a good pace, I never try this jump at all.
It's not that hard, though.
It's just a
Actually,
tiny thing, but it's very finicky.
the only one person who managed this jump in a marathon is Trickrow itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, during the ESA Winter 2018, 19. Thanks. He did
Didn't I
it
go
during
for that
during
in
our
our
co-op
race?
run in any percent.
Wait, was that the one that I did the German restream for?
Yes, I think yes. Yes, that's exactly this one.
Oh yeah, we entered this world without a sword, so that's why we have to run past everything.
Yeah.
And up here, we will actually find Vera in some way or another is also here. Don't ask me how. Weird lore stuff.
Because
But
she's
you-
locked. The soul is locked with Volan, and basically there is no way to skip this dialogue.
Another
So-
cutscene.
Yeah, there's a lot of cutscene about the game itself and about how we select all of the.
But I haven't
I know. I will. More than that, I will probably speak about those
I
next
think
fights.
that we have a little announcement.
Yeah,
if
this
I
is a
tiny
cutscene.
Tim.
Oh,
We,
And I
we
saw
do
it too.
indeed.
oh yeah, it's a
Yeah,
10K.
that was a good time.
So this is a perfectly good time. Go for it.
Okay, the donation itself is still processing, so I can't actually see it yet.
The counter is
We
on
have just
10K.
$10,000 raised by ESA Summer for Alzheimer Fonden. Thank you so much to everybody who's donated, to everybody who's contributed. Remember, we're only a few days in. We're still going until the end of the week. We're going until Sunday. Okay, so please, 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 that's amazing. Remember, all of your donations do go directly towards the Swedish Alzheimer's Foundation, Alzheimer Fonden, and it is an amazing cause. Let me just see if that donation has actually come through. No, I'm still waiting on it, but anyway, we received it, so we'll get the message when we can.
We'll get the times. For now,
Alright,
we
so-
have Cladence, the Master Sword. Oh no! Don't do that to me,
Which
thank
is
you.
a one hit on everything except the big sharks.
Yeah.
We saw at the beginning, AEtienne lost a bit of health because enemies can start attacking before you
Before,
can
yeah.
move. So that's why he got attacked right out of a cutscene. This
didn't
should be the
attack
last
me.
enemy.
And now we have a little boss rush.
Yeah, against 3 phase against Vodens. The very first one is by far the most curious one, and especially in low percent when I have no way to
Yeah.
stop the times, no extra. So yeah, it's basically the hardest boss fight of the run.
Yeah, additionally in this fight, especially on this version, there is a soft lock, and you can get out of the softlock by using a Hadouken. However, we never leveled up, so we don't have it.
You can also, I also found another way to get out of this softlock by using the own bullets of Vodens to destroy a pillar. So this is not a softlock anymore right now.
Oh,
so
oh right.
I should speak about you guys about that, but
this is a tough fight. A lot of ciphers which do not die in one hit with the sword. Pretty much a bit of a bullet hell when Voden teleports up to 7th.
And unfortunately, we didn't make it, but maybe we can see it again while Tiny Tim has the donation for us.
Indeed, yes, we have received the donation. It was $165 from Paxis that says, "Can we please just hit this 10k?" Oops, I just did it. Keep this great work. I just love your events and the cause. And thank you again for Break the Record. I saw most of this insane 14-hour Doom Eternal marathon. Good work from all of the 7 runners. Shout out to the BBB community and greetings from Germany. Well, thank you so much indeed for that 165, and I'll shut up now and let the runner continue.
Apologies for gasping middle of your reading the donation.
yeah, I exactly do the dodge that I should never do. Sorry about that. Oh my god, this boss is definitely...
Yeah.
If we speak about run killer, this one is definitely one too.
Yeah, the first phase is one of the most unpredictable ones. The second phase...
about this fight.
Yeah, the second phase is the easygoing one.
Yeah, the floor breaking, the cipher spawning, Voden's windmill attack. Oh my god. Enemies hitting you out of cutscenes, which you cannot really avoid.
No, I will not take risk waiting the end of the spin. There we go.
Alright.
Alright, and that's phase 1. Fortunately, we get a checkpoint here.
Yeah.
And a little health refill if he takes it.
No, I'm not. Second phase is...
okay.
No.
Phase is the
I will disrespect him because he disrespect me during this first phase.
Yeah.
So let's go for some some massive disrespect.
This phase is scripted anyways, right?
Yeah.
Like where he goes to...
Yeah, there's 2 paths in the beginning, but for the rest it's scripted.
I'm on the
Sometimes
path
he
number
teleports to
2
the
right now.
So it's weird.
I exactly know now where he will spawn. He will spawn just here.
Yeah, positions are fixed, but yeah, timing on the iframes when something teleports are always a thing. And the attacks are still random.
He's on the right, yeah.
You still have to avoid the attacks, and there it is.
Alright. And are you gonna go for the stun lock?
Yeah, if I got it, because the good things about during my PB in low percent I didn't get it, so let's try to get.
We will be coming up on time. Time will be after the last hit. There will be a little cutscene, and the Harbinger will be throwing his sword towards Woden.
Got it.
Right when the sword hits the chest, it's time.
We got the stun lock.
Yeah, we have the stun lock, which is not that hard to execute, and basically makes this fight.
It's definitely timing your first hit and then spamming Y.
Alright, get ready on time.
Okay.
And...
Time. That's not so bad considering the 2 deaths on Voden. And the 2 fail and prison escape, yeah.
I was appointed priestess for
So yeah, basically the world record of this run in low percent is 1 hour 21 minutes 6 seconds. So yeah, it's 3 minutes longer, but yeah, because I missed some things. But yeah, it's a pretty brutal one with many rank killer. Definitely if you want to dive into Omensight speedrunnings, I probably advise you to begin with the glitchless category in definitive editions. It's basically, I think, the easiest way to dive in the speedrunning of these games and also to appreciate it. And this is the bad ending. So I think you love the bad ending, right?
This is the
tragedy ending.
Yeah,
the
this
true
is
tragedy
the true
ending. The 2 commentators are very much in favor of this ending.
Yes, this is the best ending. Alright, so
the
basically,
truest ending.
It's a very sad ending, and the players of this game really complained about it to the devs, and that's why they introduced a different ending in the definitive edition,
And became the
which
deathless
was patch
husband
1.4, I think.
permanent.
Yeah.
But I think that this is
Born from this new
the ending that makes the most sense for the story so far, basically.
invaders.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
agree.
true ending is interesting, but it's also feels way different than this this bad ending who's also have a lot of this is a door open to many
Yeah.
other. I think I believe in Omensight too, but I don't think so. Honestly.
Okay. I'm not gonna touch that game if it comes out.
Yeah. So a quick shout out to all of the Omensight speedruns community. We tell many different names in this during this run. Strike Road, the super moderator, Ozma, also named 8 being sub, who also another runner. Moonstaller was the one of the very who made one of the most optimized runs at the beginning of the speedruns. There is also Cute Persons, if I'm right, and I forgot
Kaisa.
other of them. Kaisa, of course, who found the Kaisa skips. There is a new French runner, San, who for the moment didn't submit any runs, but he dived into the runs and get mad because of the prison skip, because of like everyone.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, and thank you for all of the donator and all of you viewing this this run. I hope you appreciate it. This is one of the credit sound is also pretty insane. So it's a good reward to finish these games. And
It's my alarm song.
yeah.
Oh, really?
The cage.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you for those 10K. Keep going, Inc. Thank you for the Alzheimer Fund down. I'm pretty sure because of that, the separations between the Alzheimer Fund downs and the moment then they found a cure for the Alzheimer is now tinier because of your donations. Thank you for all of that. Well, that's all for us. Thank you for having us. Thank you, Metaxi. Thank you, Satanic Nerd.
Thank you for having me.
And
Yeah, it was fun.
And thank you for the run. It was a nice run.
yeah, I hope that was a nice one. So it's we show how this runs get optimized during the last 2 years, and now it's time for the next one. See you guys. It's all for us. Bye.
Thank you very much, Etienne, for a fantastic run there. Okay, folks, we'll be going over to a quick intermission. Very quickly, I'll be handing over to Agama, who'll be hosting for the next runs. And thank you so much again for all your generous donations and on achieving $10,000.